Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another installment of Friday Night Fights. We got a quick one for you tonight. We got a one matcher, but it's a big one. It's got big semifinal pro playoff implications. I am, as always, Corrodin, joined by none other than Dr. Fish. Doctor, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well. I am I'm quite ready for this match. This is awesome. I love casting pro, watching pro matches. These guys are some of the best players we've got in THL. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
absolutely. That's the pro. Pro is the best of the best, right? That's no PR and just make the craziest team you possibly can.
Teams. Yep.
Yeah, and opping tonight, as always, you got the most fantastic operator around. Saku, how you doing, my man?
Who?
Who said what?
It ain't me. There's so many ops there, it's crazy now. And everybody's good.
You're always my favorite, homegrown, bud. That's you're a stone's throw. You're a stone's throw away, bud.
I'll see myself out now.
Yeah, we got a room. We got our own. We got
here, dude. Two ops in this. Yeah, we're good. Saku taught me how to do this whole thing. So
Saku is the nicest of the nice.
There you go.
But let's dive right into these matchups. Like I said, we did have two matchups for you tonight. We're actually, unfortunately, we lost one of them, but it is trying to be rescheduled. But so right now, we've got like I was saying, wow, pro series, Popeye Spicy Chicken Sandwich versus Aeon. We've got Bobby X versus Mark Shire. So on Bobby X's side, you've got Demon Hunter, Mage, Rogue, Warrior. Mark Shire, you got Druid, Priest, Rogue, and Warrior. We do have bans. Fish, what do we get for bans here?
Mark Shire will not be playing that Guardian Animals Druid deck. That deck has been banned, and Bobby's Rogue has been banned, so no World Kick for him.
No World Kick indeed. I was actually just going over the list for Guardian Animals and Guardian Druid, and I was like, kind of a strange band. Till I actually looked up the statistics on it, and against this lineup, Guardian Animals Druid had a huge undertaking. Like there were some 30%.
It destroys pretty much every deck.
It was crazy. So mad respects to Bobby there. And, Rogue is pretty much probably one of the highest played decks. And it's kind of in that 48 to 52 range, right? It's either you win or you lose. It's kind of got a good matchup against pretty much everything. So that's just a respect band, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, no, Rogue is like you said, it's in that range where it doesn't have any insane matchups. It doesn't really have any very poor matchups. World Kick Rogue is just nuts. Like the deck does a lot of things. So yeah, I mean, I agree with Mark Shire. I like Mark Shire's ban. I like Bobby's ban. Looking at the rest of these lists. For Bobby, we do have an Enrage Warrior that's running Gromosh Hellscream, running one copy of Bomb Wrangler, one Kor'kron. This list is a little different than what we've seen from other players, but I mean it's still a good version of Enrage Warrior. It's just got a lot of one-ofs. Running the OTK Demon Hunter or the Lifesteal Demon Hunter, if you will. Seems like a pretty normal list. From Bobby there. We've got Spell Damage Mage for his final deck, the aggro mage. So yeah, looking to go fast on that mage deck. For Risen, we have what looks to be ETC and Rage Warrior, ETC and Rage, Highlander Priest, and Broom Paladin.
Oh, I think you're looking at the
Risen. Yeah. I was looking at Risen. Sorry. We have lists for the match that wasn't played. So sorry for Mark Shire, Bomb Warrior, Highlander Priest, and World Kick Rogue. My apologies.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, no, pro's open list, so it can get a bit confusing, especially with the game that was supposed to be played after this was supposed to be these guys, these teammates. It was supposed to be Risen and Myanodon. Unfortunately rescheduled, but we'll try and figure out when that is. Yep. How do you like these lists? Like he said, you're going over Bobby X is there, and he brings the Gromosh and takes out one of the Kor'krons. I've seen it very interchangeable. Some people like the Corcoran because it's a little bit more flexible when you want to use the Bloodsworns and things like that. But then when you can slam a Grommash and hit it with an inner fire or any damage whatsoever, it's just absolutely outrageous. What is it? 12 damage just right there. So I mean, it's an interesting, a lot of flip flop there, and as you said, pretty standard for the rest of the list there. The Highlander Priest is always what I'm looking at. It does have the Shadow Hunter Woljin.
Yeah.
So it could disrupt that Demon Hunter, right? It could really mess that up.
Yeah. The whole point of this priest deck is going to be this Highlander priest deck wants to face the Demon Hunter.
Absolutely.
I mean, just the fact that it runs a Lucia on its own can instantly destroy a Lifesteal Demon Hunter's plans.
Yeah.
Again, the other two, World Kick Rogue Bomb Warrior, I don't see anything particularly wacky in the decks. They're not running. There's no Edwin. They're running They're running Flick. Running double Nitro Boost. Some people have opted to actually put Edwin and Flick and just have one Nitro Boost, but that's all preference for what you're teching for and what you're aiming for with your lineup. And then Bomb Warrior looks like a normal Bomb Warrior deck.
Yeah, this Bomb Warrior is going to be interesting too because
running Kronks though.
Yeah, I mean, I guess just to get that a little bit more value, I suppose. Running
go ahead.
less one sword and board as well. It has a Coherce in there, so kind of a more controlling Bomb Warrior. Going to be interesting to watch it go through with the Demon Hunter. It's going to be tough because Demon Hunter wants to draw through cards. And with the Bomb Warrior, if it can just shuffle the bombs in, it's going to be a difficult time. Priest is going to be hard, and even Rogue is going to be able to go super fast in this the World Kick version. So we'll have to see. I think that Priest comes right out. I think the Priest wants to go right into the Demon Hunter, and you don't want that Demon Hunter to sneak through without meeting up against that Priest.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want to pull. I think if you can have the read that he's going to play OTK Demon Hunter first, you go with the Priest. Priest is the best deck that you have against Demon Hunter, and especially the way that it's been tech. This deck runs stuff like Pyro, so it can also sustain itself with Pyro Apotheosis, and various other things.
Yeah,
I mean, Highlander Mage is just such a versatile deck. It's so cool.
All right, are you guys ready to rumble? Because
we are ready to go.
We just had a couple hiccups with Bobby trying to add myself and Corden and
all good,
all that jazz. So for our viewers, we're gonna have Markshire that's gonna be at the bottom of the screen. So at first spectate for our casters here, and Bobby X will be at the top of the screen. So I'll let the players know they can rock and roll.
All right,
and roll. Boom, Markshire, Bobby X, there they are. Cool. Oh, right.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's tough too because if that warrior comes out, I mean, I feel like everyone likes to lead out with a warrior, and it's different with pro because you know the full list, and with it being a conquest format, you're kind of nervous if you lead out with your best deck, and you win, then it's gone, and it's kind of those awkward things. So we'll see what the guys decide to. Hero has a bit more implication with leading out with your best deck because if you win, you stick with it.
Yeah.
But in this sense, you win, it's gone. So you really need to know how to play all three decks pretty optimally.
Yeah. Conquest, leading in Conquest. I've been talking with some people as people have been preparing for the Masters Tour, and like deciding how to lead is a lot of times like players will. I've actually heard I've heard it said all the time. You know, I use random.org to figure out what deck I started with. Like,
right.
And in Conquest, it makes sense obviously because like if you try to determine what your opponent's going to play, you'll work yourself in a bind.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. These players are in game.
Let's jump right in.
Let's see how they lead.
Yeah, get Mage for Bobby X and Priest for Markshire.
Yeah, so Markshire come out with the Priest, kind of expected. I think this Mage, maybe Bobby had a thought there and was said, he's probably bringing it out. I think this is
sure,
one of the better because this mage can just burn the priest right down. As much healing as priest has, if it can't really deal with any of those minions popping out on turns, like the dormant 2/3, which is a crazy card. The Imprisoned Phoenix, there's the card.
Yeah, the
Ooh.
Imprisoned Phoenix. That card is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just gonna rip the Primordial Glyph here. Or Primordial Studies Glyph. That's an old card.
Oh yeah, Glyph isn't wild.
Yeah. I think it's a Zerdrake here, right? Yeah.
I agree.
Especially the second Primordial in hand, if you want to really discount it and get it down there. Which the way this hand's looking, Confectionary or Confection Cyclone most likely coming down next turn, but with no quest in hand or played yet, it feels kind of unfortunate. Markshire on the other side doesn't really have to react to anything. Sellic, Holy Smite's a pretty good pickup. Mind Flare is really good on the defensive for anything that might come down. And there's, as we were talking about, that Imprisoned Phoenix on cue.
Yeah, just gonna wanna. I wouldn't be surprised if Bobby is gonna maybe hold back a little bit on these on especially having these smaller. As you know, having these smaller elementals, he doesn't have to wait for allies to play something like a Phoenix. But also, Phoenix doesn't get a lot of value currently.
Yeah, I guess that's the nice thing about Phoenix is you do have 2 turns to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
We do have the Arcane Intellect in hand as well.
True.
So we could definitely
Roz.
tutor. Yeah, and Roz. So that means, turn 3, turn 4, and then you can fire Roz out. You're dealing 3 to everything. Is not too bad. Just gonna decide. Astral Drake's just nice too. But
Yeah.
it's difficult because card draw here draws you to 10, and then you're forced to use something else, which would most likely be your coin into, the Primordial Study, or even the Imprisoned Phoenix comes down after that.
I'm wondering if the allure of playing a Ross. I guess he goes for the Arcane Intellect. I was gonna think that
Nice.
maybe you want to try and get the Ross out with a lot of power by having the Phoenix down this turn. Opts for Arcane Intellect and coins out the Wand Thief. Just giving himself options to navigate this matchup.
Yeah, and on Markshire's side, doesn't pick up a targetable spell to pop off with this Selwick, so it could just be a Dark Prophecies turn in this case, or even just a bump heal the Selwick to keep it healthy.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. You could bump and heal, but it looks like we're gonna go for.
Ooh, Amani Berserker's interesting.
Yeah, Amani is interesting.
If you
I'd
take
more like the Imprisoned.
If you take the Imprisoned, it doesn't keep the buff, I'm pretty sure.
I know that bug existed. I'm not sure.
I'm trying to remember if they fixed it or not. It would be nice to have a 3/7.
He's just gonna take the one and guarantee that he gets the buff. I like it, and it doesn't seem like Bobby has a way to clear the Veil Weaver because it has 2 health instead of 1, so it can't just get pinged.
Yeah, so Phoenix, he could Explosion and ping, but then you actually make the Berserker a 5/5, which is very awful. This Berserker honestly protects from arcane missiles, right? Having this big, thick minion that, while damaged, becomes 3 attack. It's a really good pickup.
Protects against Ross too.
Yeah, absolutely. Having to get it up to that 6 in 1 turn, really, or take the 5 damage.
For sure. Lab Partner gonna come down. Lab Partner is the pickup. Not not sure if he wants to play any other minions.
Time runs out on me.
Seeing as this berserker could potentially get buffed by just bumping into a one attack minion. I'm wondering, because I'm also looking at Marshar's hands, trying to think for next turn for him. We do see the Spellwing come out for Bobby. He'll just end there with the Violet Violet Spellwing on board. DQ Dragon Queen Alexstrasza is the pickup for Markshire.
Yeah, another kind of weird turn. You can force the bump on the Violet Spellwing to give yourself the 5/5,
Mm-hmm.
and then just heal your Selwick, but still nothing coming out in the way of targetable spells.
Yeah.
No spells to even generate, which is very unlike Priest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is when things get a bit awkward. I could even see a world in which you would play the Mind Flayer Karj on the 1/1. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
That, and then you attack and you heal up your 2/2.
Yeah, and Phoenix still in prison for one more turn, so no big pop-off turn. There is the Arcane Missiles drawn naturally from the deck, but Pexus Blast just going to take down this 5/5.
Pexus deals with it very, very well picked by Bobby. Off of the Wand Thief. What's interesting is I don't think the Amani was played before then, so that Pexus Blast was definitely going to be used for something else, and it just found a nice little home there. Draws into the Madame Lazul.
Yeah, on the turn the Apexis was picked, I believe it was Flame Strike, and there was another card selected that could have been, and I mean,
Yeah,
Priest doesn't necessarily make the biggest board, so that's a Apexis Blast, definitely the best one there. Gonna get a little information here. Knows his missiles could have been already the one generated, but now he knows he has the Raws in the Cram Session. I think you take the Cram Session.
I would take Cram Session because Priest loves draw.
Yeah, even with draw 1, I think it's still better than. I guess Raws gives you a play next turn because you're still not doing much.
Yeah. Okay, picks the Raws. Yeah. You're right. That makes sense. It's a play for next turn. I don't dislike it. Now everything on the board will very likely
Shandis, that Raws look real good now. So I think Bobby's just going to play pretty much all the cards here so he can enable himself to draw 4 off of this Cram Session.
Yeah, this is a big turn for Bobby. This is where the Mage starts this is where the Mage can start doing a lot of work. Yeah, you just draw 4 cards, and then unless there is a definite way for this Priest to clear it, in Bobby's eyes, he has to think like what type of clear are they going to need to beat it. Fortunately, for Markshire, he actually has the full clear.
Yeah, he has it in a few different ways. It's just what he wants to really commit this turn. Nicest clear is Pyro Holy.
Is it Pyro Holy?
But outside of that, you could Pyro Breath.
Yeah.
You can really Pyro Apo Arcane if you're feeling really lucky. If you're really...
Yeah, no, I don't think we're feeling that lucky.
No. So, yeah. I mean, Pyro Breath gives you a little bit of maneuverability, but again, I guess you just heal your face, or you heal the Pyro with that leftover 2 mana.
The reason I would rather play the Breath is because I can heal my Pyro back up to full, essentially. Jeez.
Just says it's a 3/6.
I don't like this line. I don't like this line because of how much burst damage he can take from take from here.
Yeah, leaving 3 spell damage up for a mage to come into 7 mana seems very terrifying.
12 damage in 2 minions. And there's another Imprisoned Phoenix just drawn. Markshire probably just thinks I'm not dead this turn, and Ross plus whatever, and Ross and other stuff I have in my hand.
We
can
could Ross
clear.
of our own. Yeah, there's so many plays Bobby can do here.
Yeah.
Looking for this Imprisoned Phoenix. Gotta make some hand space because
I wouldn't mind throwing out the missiles and seeing what happens, but I think just using a Frostbolt to clear the minion is smart. Yeah.
Just guarantees your missiles.
This just guarantees the missiles. It's the same damage as a Frostbolt, and he can get the ping in on face.
Yeah, just a nice little 10-point turn there.
This Priest is in a weird spot now because there's still this much on the board and there's more coming. So that Cabal is going to be really nice. He needs to keep that for when the second Imprison pops, and he should. I'd be really, really weirded. It would be really weird if Markshire. I shouldn't say weird. There has to be a clear. You have to clear here. I think the Nova is probably the best clear now, just because it heals.
Right, healing 2 versus I guess the Pyro Apo could heal you for 6 technically.
True, Pyro Apo is better. Does play. I don't like throwing this out there now because he just gets cleared.
Right. On Markshire's side of things is when that Phoenix pops, he's getting the use out of it, right? He's going to be able to use that 2 spell damage on his turn, and in that sense, I think in one more turn, if you're not dead, you're probably in a good spot with this Apo Pyro breath turn, right? Because that's really why he's holding it. I think he wants to juice this Pyromancer as much as he possibly can, because Priest or Mage has a tendency to flood the boards with these like little, sugar elemental minions and things like that. And actually seeing the Jandice come down, I mean, a 7/6 is yeah. So
I was wondering if Bobby wanted to go for a clear this turn. This does make it so that he pops the Cabal Acolyte, which is partially why I wasn't very happy with that, because especially if he just takes the Mirage Minion, it does get removed anyways. But now then the Prison Phoenix comes out.
Well, it's a full clear here with trade.
It is a full clear. That is good.
And heals back up to 27. So I mean that keeps you out of range of a lot of this mage stuff.
I was gonna say I think you hit the nail on the head with that comment.
Yeah, his absolute reach right now could be 16 plus whatever these missiles want to do. Technically could be 21, but I don't think the missiles are going to hit that prettily.
And even if they do, the 5/3 would just trade at that point.
Yeah.
So we're going to see Lab Partner. The Azure Explorer has just sat in hand.
Yeah.
I liked it as the pick because I figured it's nice. It's a way to get an early discover and +2 spell power. But it just felt awkward after a while. So I'm sure later on in the game it'll get a little bit more use if this does go for a long haul, like it's possibly doing. But Bobby is burning through his deck very fast. He has 4 cards left in deck with 10 in hand and 4 mana. So let's see what he does. Firebrand will clear the board if the missiles don't. Missiles
does. Wow.
Missiles
pretty
do
good
clear.
Hits. But here's a Mirazon coming down for Markshire with 3 he just played, and he's got a missiles in hand.
Yeah.
I mean, your Soul Mirror doesn't clear here. You Dragon Queen, you're dead. I think you Mirazon, see what you draw off a cram session, and then if you missiles, you're gonna get the Firebrand, and you're gonna get a Lab Partner for an additional min. So you're gonna push.
I like the Mirazon play
quite a bit here.
Yeah, and Markshire also agrees with you and plays the Mirazon of the Infinite. Elemental Allies played doesn't get the lab partner yet before all this happens for some reason.
Oh, it says explode.
There's the lab partner comes out later, gets a penance.
It's reverse, right? It goes weirdly.
I
So he
believe
only
so.
got the one. I mean, penance is very nice.
Penance is nice. It clears off the minion and heals, and while the firebrand very unlikely to clear more than one minion, it did clear one.
It's a tough decision there for using the penance on the 2/2 because
Yeah.
you want it dead, but
Mhm.
I mean, such a clean kill on the firebrand, but then
Yeah.
it doesn't 100% kill that. Such a difficult way to use it, but I mean, it is weird how that. I guess the Murazon goes backwards,
I guess.
but it's weird that this.
I don't know
this-
the order. I don't know the Murazon order, unfortunately.
Right. So I mean, only one draw there. I guess he went. So that's all right though. I mean, that's a big swing turn, and we do still have a lot of defensive tools. Soul Mirror being the number one, you can actually get a Raz of your own again, if you so choose.
Yeah. So Ross looks like Ross is gonna come down, gonna deal 2 at the end of turn. There is no other. So far, there is no other.
I think
spell
this is where you
damage, but
see
now
that
the-
Azure Drake.
But now
or
the
Azure
lab partner,
Explorer.
I would like to see the. I think that he's just gonna try and make the board get cleared without
Full clear, yeah.
full clear. Uses the ping. Board is going fully away. Does get to deal damage to the base. And this is Priest is in a bad spot.
I wonder.
All right. So yeah, I mean, Soul Mirror is interesting here because you could heal. Trying to think here. You could get yourself 2 lab partners.
What is
Give
in
yourself
man's
arcane
will?
missiles, or do you just want that first one to die?
We are gonna
Yeah.
see. We are gonna see the Soul Mirror. Soul Mirror is not the worst play here. Then you can go with because then you do get 1 lab partner, so you can go for the arcane missiles.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. Just arcane. If one of these hit Roz, you're happy.
Yeah, it's likely it'll hit Ross.
Open play, yeah, it does.
It clears.
Oh my
It
goodness.
actually hits all minions. So there's also you don't want to play the Raised Dead now because you take more damage than you give. You take more damage for 2 minions. So probably got to wait until that lab partner goes away. We're gonna see second Firebrand here with a
Fireball.
second
wow.
Firebrand with a Fireball. Infection Cyclone coming out. This mage is running out of gas quick. We've seen all of their burn spells. This priest is just gonna outlast. There's Vol'jin. Vol'jin, you don't really want to use it on anything here. Alright, I have confirmation after asking some people about Murazond, and it is random.
Oh, random. All right. Well, that's a bummer that the spell damage went off
Varanus.
afterwards. Oh.
Gonna go with the Scale Lord. Gonna save Varanus for another time.
I mean, eventually, Bobby's just out of things. You know what I mean? He actually can't play these other 2 sugar elementals in hand because that's going to overdraw him. And he's got a fireball in hand. I mean, I don't see how he closes this out other than this maybe being Dragon Queen, which there it is. It's Dragon Queen. Don't worry. I'm here all day. Wow.
Yeah, but even with Dragon Queen, I don't think it's quite enough.
I don't think it's enough.
I
I
think
think it's your
that
best push.
I mean I think that I think if I'm Markshire, I would even consider making a play where I actually play like Wand Maker, then Shadowhunter Vol'jin my DQA back to hand, play it again. Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know how much you care about the Varanus battle cry, so it could definitely be a Wand Maker, Vol'jin, your Dragon Queen to get a 7/6 down.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
but-
we'll see. Bobby's going in with the Sorcerer's Apprentices. Has a 2-mana fireball. Could opt to. It's not. He's gonna opt to not burn it on. He's not gonna opt to burn it on DQA. He's gonna tell Markshire, you have to kill me.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen. Ooh, Mind Renderer could completely shut the game down.
No. Right?
If Markshire, like, I mean, we just saw Bobby go all in. So if Markshire's saying you've got burn,
he's got all the burn gone though.
Oh man,
because he's probably noted that there's been 2 Frostbolts, 2 Fireballs now.
No, the last card in the deck would be the second Wand Thief.
Okay,
so it could burn. It could pull burn.
Sure. It's just determining how you want to clear. I think Vol'jin's really just risky because we obviously he can't, because he doesn't know what that random dragon is.
Right.
The Mermaid going all in here might have actually ended up.
Oh, and he gives him the.
Oh, he's gonna go for the.
Yes.
He's gonna go for a cheeky little play here. I guess he's gonna. I just don't know if he's gonna have to kill something, and if heal out of range, it's gotta kill. Kills nothing. Game was over.
Healed. Yeah. Wow. Interesting turn there.
Yeah. I mean, he had to make the play thinking there could be something.
Oh my goodness, Plague of Death top deck.
I mean, just yeah. All you have to do is didn't even have to interfire. Already had lethal on the board. Yeah, Bobby takes game 1. The Priest just barely gets there on the back of some witty thinking and in determining that I'm not in danger of dying, but I can set my opponent to range where they have to have lethal. So very well played in that game. The spell damage mage getting through against Markshire's Highlander Priest. So leaving Bobby with Lifesteal, Demon Hunter, and I think he brought the Enrage Warrior.
Yes, he did.
Yes.
He brought that Grom style. Oh, but Q's in the Demon Hunter, and you know what? Markshire, big props, goes right out after him with this Priest.
Priest has good matchups into both the other decks, so
Yeah.
the Priest was always coming back out. That was
this-
the 1 in 3 he didn't want to see.
This is a huge uphill battle here, I think, for Bobby. I mean, really, all Markshire is looking for is the Lucia, and then that he's pretty much locks the game out.
Yeah, he can win the game with that. It does depend on obviously the draws of Bobby. Where like,
baby,
is that a skull on the left? That is a skull on the left.
Yes.
All right, Bobby. Getting some nice cards to start out with. Gonna get a second skull, and you know what? That skull can get put to the left side by the end, can get put all the way to the left side. So looks like we might just be seeing a skull on 4 from Bobby into eventually a skull on 6, which would be interesting. Gonna see the insight from Markshire. Post to Ball Acolyte.
Yeah, I mean, Markshire's just looking to draw as quick as he can. Bobby playing out the Swamp Ooze, nothing in hand. Apotheosis is a very nice pickup.
Yep.
Can definitely combo. Just gonna rip this Holy Smite. Don't need any unnecessary damage. Dachi Warblade coming into hand.
All right. Just gonna rip the weapon. Or gonna equip it. No attack. Makes a lot of sense.
Your mind is not your job done.
Well, yeah, like you said, coin skull on 4. That's massive.
Yeah,
Gets
that
those discounts earlier. Discounts another skull.
Bobby's gonna draw through his entire deck. As long as Lucia doesn't come into hand, he should probably win this.
I know, and I mean, gonna have to throw this Mogu out, I suppose. Oakremares are coming down though. Makes it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, philosophy is nice.
Yeah, but I mean, the more stuff that he, the more spells he uses, obviously, the more the 2/2s spawn from the Ogremancer.
I just immolation aura them down though, right?
Sure.
I think he's just gonna elect to use as much this turn as he wants to, because immolation aura is just a free do whatever.
Yeah, and he wants to make a lot of. You want to make a lot of Moars. I like this. Wait, he's. Oh, no,
he
Immo
needs
costs
to get the
0, right?
Moarg out of the way.
Immo does cost 0. He's actually going to be able to
Full clear.
clears a full board.
No,
and that is-
You're
that was a really good clear. Keeping himself also at a lot of health.
Zeph.
Zephyrus, the great into hand.
I mean, in this matchup, it's just
He
probably for healing. I don't know. Only Zephyrus was smart enough to give you an Lucia.
What?
yeah, well, it can't give. Obviously, it can't give Lucy, but the
Oh,
Raised Dead
yeah.
is the Raised Dead is gonna be.
Gotta be careful.
It's gonna come back, so you get
Yeah.
it gets gets one of the 2/2 skeletons, as well as the Cabal Acolyte. Acolyte is obviously not a bad card at all to get in this matchup.
Cabal. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Risen Skeleton's unfortunate.
Could
I wonder.
could just opt to go with the Cabal Acolyte and a heal, because you could save Zephyrus for later. He's gonna opt to get some stuff on board. I like it. There is no danger in. There isn't any danger from Bobby to actually end the game, especially now that Il'gynoth has been drawn without a discount. So really, the discounts just have to come on more on like the Fell Screens and the Moargs and stuff like that. All right, cycling through
Wow.
the deck, pulls Illidari's Studies. See what he has a choice of: Glide, Stelina, and Fellblade. Wish I could see how much mana he has, but he is on the top of my screen.
Yeah, he's. I don't think we're taking Glide here ever. I don't think any of these are really exciting. What cards do we have? 8 cards in hand. He's gonna have 9. So Skull
Yeah.
next turn's a little bit dangerous.
I do like the Stelina pick though.
Yeah,
alright.
I mean it's if you could get it outcasted too, you could snipe that Elucia if you really feel like they have it in the
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
What is Elun's
At this
will?
point though, if my opponent had a Lucia, I think my opponent would no, my opponent would want to wait on the Lucia.
Yeah, you've only seen 1 skull so far.
Mhm. So
And still 13 cards in the deck.
I wonder if Markshire would ever go for Apotheosis on one of the minions just to take the 1/1.
Yeah.
And he could still technically Zephyrus for an ooze here if he wants to remove the weapon, if he feels like that's something he wants to do. But he's held it at this point, so I don't think he's going to use it here.
Yeah,
And
Zephyrus
goes
in this game is
here.
going to be...
Second Fellscreen Blast drawn. Hovering it, looking like he wants to play the Fellscreen Blast and get an outcasted Stelina.
Oh, I think he might pull a skull here. Lucia.
Wow. Okay, Lucia goes to hand.
So is that just...
You rip the Lucia next turn.
Is that just game?
It might be. Markshire needs to after seeing 2 or 3 skulls, you need to rip the Lucia. And just try and especially because he'll be able to remove Il'gynoth, and Il'gynoth being out of hand is just game over.
Yeah, I think we just rip it. Yeah. That's kind of what this priest matchup is. I mean, we're going to see the Ilgi and just play as much as you want. I guess you could skull. No, because then you can't Ilgi. It's unfortunate, but...
you just Il'gynoth, and there's no more combo. This Demon Hunter has to win some other way. And it's somehow, and it's out damaging and it's surviving a priest. I would even burn like...
Oh, just play everything.
Yeah, burn the double jump. It gets I-beam. You
Nice.
can use the I-beam and the and you can fell screen blast as well.
For
so
sure.
very smart plays from Markshire, removing the pieces and they're really we can see a Zephyrus, but Zephyrus doesn't clear the board, I believe. So probably just wants to burn Zeph I would still want to maybe burn Zeph anyways as is.
Yeah, he just wants to use as many cards as well. The issue with Zephyrus is that it. Yeah, okay, he's gonna elect play on 4. I was gonna say if you're gonna play something beforehand, I think he's looking for pain. Lord Jaraxxus.
Oh yeah, this game is
But you don't play it. You can't play it. Because
how much mana he's
Markshire would
gonna have
become
how many
Jirax.
he's gonna have how many mana now? He's gonna have 2?
I mean, it's pain.
He just
there it is.
concedes.
Yeah.
He knows
Wow.
it. He knows what was the other thing that he would have been looking for? My mind never knows what Zeph's gonna give. And Zeph has had a lot of issues.
On 2 mana, I don't think.
Well, there
I
was
mean-
4 mana left.
Oh, probably Master Spell.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It
Master
wouldn't. I don't
Spell-
think it would give Mass Dispel there.
Really? You got Il'gynoth
Yeah.
on board, and you have a
It
taunt
doesn't.
minion
It
with
doesn't
lifesteal?
read. It doesn't read card. It doesn't read card text. So I don't think it cares too much about that.
But it reads Death Rattles. That's card text.
Yeah, but there wasn't enough Death Rattles to give it. There was 1, right?
There were no.
So
Sorry,
there was
yeah,
no Death
but
Rattles.
yeah, there was a Thalnos.
Oh, Thalnos, yeah. So 1 Thalnos. So
It's just interesting it didn't
yeah.
give it. I mean, even I guess a Shadow Flame in that sense doesn't make a difference either. So
yeah, if there was a minion on board, it would give Shadow Flame, but there wasn't.
Zephyrus is weird.
There was Zeph on board, but Zeph doesn't clear the board with a.
No, yeah, that's what I mean.
Flame,
It could
so-
have given it, but it wasn't a clean
Yeah.
clear.
right. Warrior.
Zephyrus is weird. Warrior coming out for the Mirror actually. So Bomb versus Enrage.
Yeah. I'd like to say this is Enrage favorite unless Bomb gets off to a flying start.
I'm a 50-50. Honestly,
Okay, I actually because this is I never know how these decks play with the warriors into warrior. I know
Yeah.
that control warriors beat every other warrior though.
in my brain, I always think of it as if a deck likes to draw cards, it's probably a little bit unfavored versus Bomb Warrior. Simply because of the obvious fact is Bomb Warrior puts bombs in your deck, and if you
Yeah.
try and have a big battle rage turn, then chances you draw them, and it gets you a little bit further. I mean, not further away from your combo because you draw a card afterwards, but get you closer to death, which is further from your combo.
Yeah. I
Armor made to fit.
like this. I like this play. You want to get this. You want to get the. You want to get this Armor Smith out early.
And we got to remember that Markshire's list is a little bit more greedy, sorry, not greedy, control-y. He plays a lot of players have been cutting Coheres. He's still playing a single Coheres. Does have that Kronk's Dragon Hoof as well for 5
yeah.
AOE with the Galakrond in hand. So
Yeah.
might have some good ways to deal with it. I guess in this instance, he's thinking if he wants to minefield and give 4 armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, when you play Galakrond, you're saying to yourself, I don't think my opponent's going to play weapons. Because the other thing that you play, the other card that I've seen played is Cobalt Sticky Finger. And Core seems to be a pretty much brought in a lot of lineups that are targeting, that want to be able to deal with control-y big minion decks. So
Right, yeah.
makes sense.
Neither from either of these guys, though. So, I mean, these Wrench Calibers are going to fire off as soon as we can find them.
Sure.
Ooh, I mean, Coheres is playable but awkward.
Yeah, you're not playing. You're probably just dropping. You're playing nothing, or
Yeah.
you're either just hero power passing, or you're just taking a huge risk and playing the Evil Quartermaster. Because with Bobby just playing just a Warmaul, he has.
Ooh.
All right, he's gonna play out the Quartermaster, Gonna get a Titanic Lackey as well, though, so that's not bad. We are gonna get to see it. We are gonna get to see this minion. We're gonna get to see this minion grow and multiply potentially, depending on what Bobby wants to do with a Shield of Honor and a Bloodsworn in hand.
Yeah, I think that's clean. I mean, you can Sky Raider.
Someone's gotta lead the charge.
Some
Raiders
card draw,
into a
nice.
Skyvateer. Nice. Yeah, this is-
Interesting. Playing a little slower than I would have expected. I guess he's worried about Brawl this turn.
Sure. Yeah, you could be a bit worried about Brawl for sure. Unfortunately for Marshire, he doesn't really have a great play here.
Yeah,
I'd just like to see the cutting class.
yeah. You rip it 5 mana. It feels awful, but you've got a hand with a lot
gotta
of
find-
nothing.
Yeah, you gotta find a Corsair or a weapon.
Yeah, so you've got 4 draws to make this look a lot nicer.
Yeah. There is an option for coerce on the 1/8 just to make sure that doesn't
Yeah.
grow next turn. We'll see. Gonna see the cutting class get ripped.
There's a wrench.
Lord Barov is such a nice card, and
Lord Barov.
that's a really nice cutting class. So
Man, if my 5 mana cutting classes were like that, I'd rip them a lot more.
yeah, Bomb Warrior is a deck that tends to do that more than others. I've noticed. I've experienced it myself. It's 5 mana cutting class. Like last expansion was something you never ever played, but this expansion it feels more and more like a playable, something you can play, which is so interesting. How such a small amount of time can change, like the amount of times you want to make that type of play. We do see Risky Skipper in hand. Hovering to looks like he wants to potentially play it. Gonna play it with the Mercenary, I would guess.
You could coin the Battle Rage behind this, draws you 4 cards, 5
cards.
cards. 5
Yeah,
cards, that's insane.
That's good. Get your draws in while your
Yeah.
opponent does not have bombs in your deck.
Yeah, and it allows you to push. It doesn't allow you to push anything, but
No. You'll be able to push 1 damage, essentially.
yeah.
Be able to push 1 damage with the Skyvateer.
Wow.
Sorry. No, you can't play the. You can't push anything. You'll be able to trade.
Yeah.
So he's actually drawing 5 here.
Ooh, Nitro Boost poison.
Actually, he's drawing 6 in the end. Skyvateer dies, so it draws an extra card.
Right. Correct.
So he's at 9 cards in hand. Doesn't even have to overdraw. Brawl is the pickup.
Yeah, Brawl is nice here. You're sitting at 35. He just drew 6 cards. I mean, you can't really take this turn off. I mean, it might be Brawl, but you just got your Wrench Caliber in hand. You've got an upgrade.
He's gonna go with Wrench. He's gonna trade into. He doesn't need to play the upgrade yet, especially with wanting to. Especially because he's gonna want a hero power. He can always upgrade on the weapon that comes from Pillager or another drawn card eventually. Upgrades are very. I've noticed players tend to like to value their.
Well, here comes a
upgrades
Nitro
a
Boost.
lot. Oh yeah, we're getting a Nitro Boost poison here. This is about to be a lot of damage to face.
Yeah, this is gonna be a ton of damage. Nitro Boost and most likely a Shield of Honor coming out on the 1/7.
Agreed, I can see that.
I actually like
happening.
splitting it up there. I know
I
it's
do.
nice to stick a big minion, but didn't even play it.
All right, he's not playing.
He
at the
cut in
Brawl.
class. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough.
He's not. Yeah, he's not playing at the Brawl here.
I mean,
He like-
he is getting closer and closer. He's got Grommash with the inner. I think he holds pretty much everything at this rate.
Yeah.
For a big Grommash, just smash you turn.
Agreed. I would not be I kind of
Mm.
want to go Barov Sword and Board to clear.
Yeah, allows you to clear the 2/5, and then you can.
Push and clear
Uh,
everything. Push face. Hero power.
so just brawl, I guess. Oh my goodness, it's so difficult from the Bond Warriors' perspective right now.
I think
Barov's
holding-
okay too.
I think the brawl is extreme. I think the brawl is nice to hold because you'll be able to use it. You'll be able to use it if there's sword and boards.
You see this upgrade come down.
I like it. Yeah, mana efficiency.
Whap. So finally, 2 bombs in the deck.
Yeah.
But I mean, Bobby X has kind of drawn all his cards outside of wanting to possibly play this other cutting class for 0. So
Yeah.
that's gonna pull your other wrench, or not other wrench. That should
That'll
pull.
they'll pull Ankar or they'll pull Ankar.
Yes.
There's no Ankar in hand. But he's really not
Ooh. Bomb
Bobby
1.
is not caring much about the armor gain from the Armor Smith, which makes sense. This matchup isn't really much about the armor that you can gain as the Enrage Warrior. You have to keep up with the Bomb Warrior getting all of their damage in. So makes sense.
Yeah, right now this Gromosh next turn could do
Mhm.
14,
Yeah, so
which is pretty silly. I mean, turn 10, we're seeing 20 damage from this Gromosh if there's nothing in front of him. So
Oh, sure.
depends on what he really wants to do. He has a lot of control of the board here.
I would like to see Krasinov this turn, so I think you lead shield block for draw.
Oh yeah.
As long as Markshire can keep himself above whatever the highest damage threshold is from a Gromosh combo.
Yeah, right now turn 10 would be a 20 hit Gromosh.
Yeah, so you keep yourself above 20 and you're pretty okay here.
Yeah.
He does force out. He forces out the use of a brute, which obviously is, something that probably would get used anyways. At some other time with good use.
Ooh, that Shield Slam pickup. I think I might just smack Galakron down here.
I wouldn't. I think that's a pretty good play.
I was gonna say you can't do it before because it's just awkward and you don't want to put your charge into that weapon. But with that Shield Slam pickup, I think that's an instant and heal for 5 more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get a big minion on top of it.
Yeah, let's see what we get. We get the Horde Pillager, so I
Horde
mean
Pillager. It's not the worst. That's not the worst outcome.
no, I mean next turn you get your Wrench Caliber back and play an 8/6.
Yeah.
seems above grade. Just like that,
Yeah.
the Bomb Warrior turns it on
This-
its head.
Yeah. Bomb drawn.
Boom boom.
All
Dodge
right.
the other one. So
We're getting into the territory where the amount of bombs being played. We're gonna see a
Yeah.
Braum now, but it just gets dealt with.
it gets
you
dealt
want-
with, but it allows them to push a little bit of this damage because with the Korkron in hand, you can push an additional another 6 and then another 9. And if you top deck your last mercenary, you can hit him for 18.
I mean, this is you don't even have to Bladestorm here. You could coerce instead.
yeah, I think
it
it's
just-
really your best use of it, right?
Probably. It's your best use of coerce, while Bladestorm might get a better use later. He's gonna opt for the smaller Horde Pillager. I mean, as long as you play. I mean, honestly, as long as you play
Yeah.
it, like now, this is territory now where it's two
bombs.
2-bomb lethal.
Yeah.
So the hero power didn't necessarily matter too much. Could have opted for the
Yes.
Corsair Cache instead. But putting him down to as much damage as possible. This is just game, right?
Double shield
Yeah,
is
yeah.
9. Yeah, plus the Sword Eater.
Yeah. Nothing that could have been done either way from Markshire to prevent that lethal.
Oh.
So well played by both players, honestly. And Bobby just got the damage first, so it's 2-1 now. Markshire with his Bomb Warrior and a Whirl Kick Rogue left to play.
Coming into the
but-
OTK Lifesteal Demon Hunter.
Yeah. So Markshire's got to hold this. He gotta hide this rogue until the end. You gotta play the bomb warrior here. It's got a really good matchup into Demon Hunter.
Oh yeah, it has an
Um,
insane matchup into this Demon Hunter.
Yeah. So because the rogue does not have a good matchup into the Demon Hunter. It can scam its way into a win, but rogue tends to really struggle against Demon Hunter because Demon Hunter can just keep healing out of the range.
Yeah, and I
until it
mean,
gets the combo.
Rogue likes to play like tiny, annoying minions that really do a lot of chip damage. And
Yeah.
Demon Hunter has especially the OTK Lifesteal, has a fantastic way of immolation oring the board. You can Fell Scream if you have to. Just general decent ways of dealing with small little boards
Yeah.
and heal yourself at the same time.
This is a much, much better start here for Markshire as we see a Wrench Caliber in the hand.
Yes, that is the start you want to get to.
Yeah, we got double jump on turn 1, outcasting the actually does outcast that Spectral Sight for next turn. So we do have some nice lines for Bobby here to do some early things, to draw cards. Does have a Fell Screamer for next turn if he wants to use the coin. Coin does tend to be not of great value unless it's used for a skull, so could just use it there.
Yeah, Aldachi pickup makes it very nice. Just equip that. Don't
Yeah.
have to use anything too
Agreed.
awkwardly. Don't have to float any unnecessary mana.
Nope.
The Fell Scream, unfortunately, it's kind of weird because
You just play it next. You just play it next turn.
I guess the Fell
Screamer.
Scream's pretty cool because does the philosophy work on a Moarg if the Raging has discounted it?
Oh no, the Fell Scream's separate. So the Moarg will cost the second Moarg will cost 2.
Right. Okay. Just because
But-
the natural cost of it didn't
Yeah.
get discounted. That's just so the bomb's getting shuffled into deck, and we
Yeah.
haven't seen any of those skulls yet. So
So
it's a
we're gonna
good
see,
time.
we're gonna see the ooze here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did notice. I did think about that. I don't think I thought that this was gonna happen once I did remember the ooze in hand. But Markshire luckily does have a second wrench in hand.
And
Doesn't
sword
have
and board to deal with this ooze as well. So just a clean
Yeah.
usage here.
see if he sees it or not. If he doesn't want to play because now he knows there's no more weapon clear in this deck, so he could just opt to play the wrench out. I mean, obviously he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I guess
But-
the only punish of playing the wrench now and not getting the 2 swings in, or if you only get the 2 swings, is a Horde Pillager is your only way to utilize Krastenov, to utilize upgrades. So
Yeah,
I think it's fine. You can hold the next
you
swing
can hold the
because
swing.
the ooze is gone.
Yeah.
That wicked ooze.
Yep.
So here is the Fell Screamer.
Gonna opt to hit the 3 damage in because the first Eldrazi doesn't necessarily matter. There is the second one in hand that we see. Il'gynoth drawn to hand again without a discount. No skulls in sight for Bobby X as we see Shield Block go into Marshire's hand. He rips that for a draw, gets the
Ooh.
Krastenov, really nice for him. Can just play Minefield to clean up the board.
Yeah. It kind of telegraphs your next hand.
Actually, do you want to play the Minefield?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
want to clear the minion? Because say he clears it and then nothing gets played next turn, Krastenov can't attack.
That's fair. That's a fair
So-
assessment.
So
I guess you just
he
hero
doesn't- He doesn't
power.
have to. You would just hero
Yeah.
power.
Fair assessment.
Yeah, I like the assessment. Yeah, I mean, there was a chance that they just ended up playing a Moarg anyways, like after philosophy, but it's
Yeah.
the skull. The
Krastenov's
skull's
going to
the
do it.
skull's just in an awkward spot.
Gets the second. That is
That's
unfortunately a dead
that's a dead
draw.
card. Yeah,
But we could
for mana-
actually.
I mean, for mana efficiency, you could just play it, but hero power is just
Oh.
much better here.
I figured we'd see a Titanic Lackey there.
You know what? I think that would have been a better play.
It does get cleared by the Eldrachi in hand, so or equipped, so maybe there's an better way to do it.
Yeah, but do you, the only thing is, does Bobby like
Hmm.
Bobby has to probably hold that weapon charge because
Ooh.
he's gonna play this skull for cards. He does have double philosophy. He is actually
Wow.
getting close to a combo. Like he has deadly combo next turn. He doesn't have to hold the swing. He should hold the swing, I should say. There's not enough bombs that can get put in deck to actually
I don't think there's
actually
enough
threaten
mana
rebuild.
to do it next turn.
Demons.
No, you're right. There isn't, because you would have to but he would have to philosophy this turn and create.
Yeah,
a couple of
there's a
other,
second
create more
philosophy. I like second eye beam.
Yeah, you want the I-beam. He would have to have philosophy this turn. Playing the Illidari, he can still philosophy this turn. Gonna take the spectral, and it's gonna cost 0. Gonna hold completely, so there is no combo next turn.
Oh man.
I mean, 8 mana, 12,
Right?
12 doesn't take any damage. And there's not enough combo pieces with the Il'gynoth,
I mean, so
because
if you
the other Moargs cost 2. So he
Yeah.
has to remember that. If he was to have drawn a 0 mana Moarg off of a skull, then yes, he probably would have it. But he just doesn't right now.
I always find these Demon Hunter games so difficult to navigate. I don't play a whole bunch of Demon Hunter myself. Immolation or a burn
Alright,
on the
that
side
is-
of Bobby,
that-
so
that
dodged a
is a-
nice one.
Dodged the burn. That one was okay. I think he has enough in hand where he just doesn't care. He just needs to survive.
He can deal a lot here, right? Because he can philosophy, but philosophy copies your Moarg.
I wonder. I think he should just maybe potentially do go in with one philosophy, and just try and maybe deal with this. Just try to deal with this minion. He can.
This
clear
is
the
definitely
minion.
killable, right? It's just I'm trying to see
Yeah.
if eye beams ever gets all the way over, and I don't
do.
know if it does. So sorry, the second eye beam in hands there beside the Il'gynoth,
Yeah.
which I think we've got. I think he's counting it out. Does he have it?
Yeah.
Oh, it does become 0. Oh no, that's just because of the discount. Never mind.
That's not an I-beam. That's a Moarg. Yeah, but the main thing is that the I-beam would have dealt with the minion. Draws a bomb. Oh no.
Well, that's 16 damage.
Yeah, he's almost dead.
We are a bomb away from a tied series.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh my.
The combo just doesn't have. The combo is
Was the
It-
combo
it's
there
close.
last round?
No, it wasn't there last. No, it wasn't. I'm just thinking for next turn. Is there
Ilgi
potential?
Moarg.
Because there's 8 cards in deck and there's only 1 bomb, so it would be about a 1 in 4. Man, you really wish you had Galakrond here. Galakron's actually just lethal if it was in hand right now.
You just I guess
What
he's
if-
Well,
I guess it doesn't matter because Bobby can just use his own minions to do the combo.
big.
He
Yeah, I
just
was
has
gonna
to-
say
he
if he
just-
Barovs.
Barov Minefield your board, but it doesn't matter.
I don't
course
know
they're-
why we're holding the swing.
I don't hold the swing because I don't know why we're holding the swing either. That's just not a winning play.
Because you've seen
Bobby's already counted this. He's gonna go in.
Yeah.
He's gonna go in and hope he's gonna go in and try to figure out in lethal because he's gonna have Ethereal Aug Merchant to make everything do so much
So that does 8. That's a 16,
lethal.
and then another. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
24. So it gets that's the swing was what needed to happen but Bobby was smart there actually.
Yeah, he milled. He had 10 cards, so he
He had
guaranteed
10
himself.
cards, so he
Yeah.
guaranteed himself to live because the bomb could not have been drawn. I think Marshire realized that, and that might have been why he held.
Yeah, it gets more value out of it if you hit the upgrade or
Yeah.
you still had 2 upgrades in deck, I believe. So no, good play by Bobby there to realize
Great
that
play.
there's really no way he kills me, and just
All I
one.
have to do is set myself to 10 cards every turn, and I don't
Yeah.
draw a bomb. I mill it. So very smart. See if we can
Extremely smart.
get him in here for an interview. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, well, yeah. Grab him in here.
Well, can you hear me fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, congratulations, man. Hard fought battle there. Pulling your team to a tight race in a semifinal playoffs. You got to feel good about getting a 3-1 there.
I was pretty worried for a while because there was a lot of pressure on this week because we've already lost 2. So if I don't win this, then we can't really pull through. But we got there. I think the pressure got to me a little bit at the end. If I just hero powered attack, because I wrote that turn out, the last game Bomb Warrior versus OTK Demon Hunter.
Yeah.
I was just trying to figure out how I could die there, and I realized if I just attacked and healed for 3, there was no way to die. But I roped it out, so he could have killed me with Galakron. So I'm a little bit disappointed with my play at the end.
Yeah,
But,
made it the only out, but you had a great play too. I mean, you kept yourself in it. You kept 10 cards in hand, so any bomb draw was negligible. Definitely played pretty well to your outs there. So I mean, one misplay for one really good play, even yourself out for that matchup.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy to take this down. It's just up to the last match that'll decide things.
Yeah, up to my Anodon and Risen that got pushed over till tomorrow afternoon there. But
Yeah.
I mean, you won a very unfavorable matchup there into OTK Lifesteal Demon Hunter into Warrior. You just hit your stuff.
I don't know.
In my opinion, I don't think the matchup is that bad. Of course, the Bomb Warrior can just have the bomb draw, and then you'll just die. But you're a deck of a lot of card draw, and you can actually hit your ooze pretty consistently. So like that early ooze, even though he drew the wrench afterwards, actually bought a lot of time because you needed to spend that entire turn to re-equip.
Yeah, no, set the precedent there. Yeah, Ooze off the top really dealt with it and didn't really get any upgrades or anything either. So as you said, no bomb draw from the Bomb Warrior, and you're able to take him down there. It's just good play. The Mage, actually, you got there against the Priest and what it looked like you were almost out of stuff. In one turn, it looked like you kind of just flipped the switch and said, yeah, I'm just going to kill you now. Just all face, I'm just going to kill you.
My only out there, because I knew my last card was One Thief, and I was just playing under the assumption that my board would get cleared. So I decided that I might as well just try to go for the lethal. The One Thief can discover something like a Fireball or Frostbolt, and I can just finish the game there, because I knew if the board doesn't get cleared, I have lethal anyways. So I'm just playing to say he draws like a Plague of Death, or he Zephyrs for Twisting Nether or something. So I just decided to go all in there and just hope. And it was part of the reason I took the spell generating dragon over the Dragon Queen Alex, because I realized, sure, Dragon Queen Alex is a lot of value, but I really need to close out the game because his deck just has way more removals. So I might as well just take my out to generate some burn and hopefully get there.
Absolutely. No, you played that well. I was that turn. I was the same way. I said that's a DQA, and then I'm like, it's tough. Onyx is there. You could get the arcane missiles to close out the game, even off of those, or things to combo for your wand maker or for your wand thief. So fantastic play through the series, definitely, and putting yourself in really good position and your team in a good position to push through.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And feels pretty good to be complimented.
Now
Yeah,
you,
man.
now you just got to rely on that bum Myanodon to.
I know, right?
Pull it
This
through.
guy
Yeah.
push his stream off because I think he felt the pressure. But you made it so he has to play. Put it
Well,
on
he
him.
had to. Yeah. Well,
Yeah. No,
He's been doing pretty well recently. I believe in him. I think.
Yeah,
he
yeah,
can get
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no. You guys have been doing amazingly. We played you the last week there where you put up the 20 to 3 points against us. So definitely a top class team. And I mean Aeon getting in the fourth place is definitely putting up a fight. I mean, the play difference between first and fourth, it's difficult to see any of these guys as first or fourth place teams. It's really just seeding
Yeah.
at this point because everybody in pro is just lights out players. So
The opponents have definitely been pretty solid. Like but
Yeah.
early on, I had a pretty easy time. But I took a couple losses midway through because I think I was just slacking a bit. Wasn't practicing nearly as much as I should have been. So
bit
this
of a
week
reality
I came
check.
in. Yeah, this week I came in like we need to win this playoff game. So I really tried to focus on my matches,
Mhm.
on my gameplay this week.
So the real question we have is, how many spicy chicken sandwiches have you eaten today?
Surprisingly none. I had one
None?
yesterday.
Whoa.
I had one
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay,
So
there
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
I did too. I did too.
Had at least one this week. So
There we go.
True by the name.
yeah.
Well, thanks again so much for joining us tonight, there, Bobby X. Congrats on the win, and let's just hope you root for your boy Myanodon to pull it through, and I'm sure Donde and his team will be rooting for Risen. So should be interesting
For
tomorrow.
sure.
So
Thanks for having me on.
no problem. Take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Well, yeah, like we said a little bit earlier, a little short but sweet. Yeah, little playoff matchup there for you. So with that now, Popeye's spicy chicken sandwich takes a 12-9 lead. So it's tight. It's gonna be tough for Risen tomorrow to take it, but still within the ball. That's 100% still possible.
Yeah. Anything to add there, Dr. Fish, there for tonight's results?
No, I really like the way that. Oh, well, yeah, I really like the way he navigated. Sorry,
It's okay.
I was zoning out and I forgot that he left the interview. But yeah. Anyways, he really navigated that mage versus priest matchup so well.
Yeah.
That stood out to me big time. And then the demon hunter is so tricky to navigate. Like it's really hard to necessarily tell damage. Especially if you have to throw in an ethereal log merchant into the picture to actually do the calculations, but he did a great job overall. Like I think both players played extremely well. Maybe a couple of weird plays here or there, but there's obviously like understandable reasons for the plays that they made.
Yeah, no. So going forward, we are Friday. We're the first matches. A little bit difficult to get matches this week, as the Hearthstone 20 World Tour has started up and it started this weekend. So a lot of the pro players, especially, are playing in that and just trying to get their matches done as quickly as possible. But we do have a few matches coming at you this week. As we alluded to earlier in the stream, Saturday Schoolstone. I believe we might have Slad, JJJ.
Oh yeah, Slad and 6J.
It's
That'll
a possible
be a wild match.
for Wild, and then Risen.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen at this point.
And then Risen and Myanodon have rescheduled for that. So that's a 3 p.m. ET and a 4 p.m. ET for you. And that game will actually decide the matchup between Spicy Chicken Sandwich and Aeon. So don't miss that one. I think Salty Saturday is looks like they have no, because that got played already as well. So
Yeah.
Salty Saturday,
They had
nothing.
the R-Hat match, right?
Yeah, already played. I think they had to play a little bit earlier to a rescheduling. Again, it's a bit difficult with these deeper runs and playoffs to get stuff, but if you've got a
Yeah.
match, reach out to Isocles and Donda. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to get something going.
Sure.
And then Sunday Schoolstone, Fish, you're in this one. Why don't you run us through it?
Sunday Schoolstone was supposed to have Hero Series matches. Did we actually get other matches?
Not that I saw right away, but that doesn't stop us from getting.
Yeah.
I know the Pro Series matches are not being casted because it's going to be a new week. Because they condensed.
Yeah,
they
so
condensed the Pro.
we
Pro
might
Series,
get
so-
something, but Sunday Schoolstone was supposed to be the 2 remaining matches
Right.
of the Hero Finals, but Hero Finals was decided last night.
Right.
So congrats to Tonk on that, and we all love your new emoji. That we
Yeah, that was awesome.
So, I mean, yeah, there might be some pro matches that pop up that get played. That day, I'm not so certain about it, just because that's the day after things happen. So the players will have to be, probably formulating new lineups for their opponents.
Right, and then last but not least, Sunday Showdown. We've got some wild matches coming out for you guys. Myanodon,
Yeah.
Dollar Bills, and Jailstorm. Saku
Oh.
Hoppin. What a crew Sunday night. MTG Squirrel versus Corbett, and Blue Sombrero versus Sunday. So some hot wild
Yeah.
matches coming at you guys there.
Yeah, it depends. So, those matches. I know the Corbett match will probably get played. Although if Marty wins with a convincing enough, if Marty does end up winning his match, then that might not happen.
Yeah.
But again, because these open deck list matches, there were matches that got played last week that didn't have to be played because the players wanted to play them. So it's open deck list, so these players can see their opponent's stuff anyways.
Yeah. There's no impact and no really surprising the other player. So
Yeah.
it's just playing for the sake of playing, and
So we'd like to see those. Matches. Corbett versus MTG Squirrel is going to be
it's always
a very good match.
Yep.
And then Sunday versus Blue. That's depending on the winners in C's Cheese match, how the results go up to that point. It's nothing. Actually, no match has been played.
No,
in that
it's just
series
looking right
yet.
now. There's not a
There's
match that's
nothing,
played.
Yeah, at least have that one hopefully then.
Yeah, I know. I know that 2 F2L matches got played pretty fast.
Yeah.
They got played yesterday. But yeah, looking forward to this weekend of matches and content. There's going to be another wild report that Marty has been doing with 6J, and it's been very informative and really cool to see how the wild meta is shaping up. What type, and just to get a spotlight on that community, because they're pretty awesome people.
Yep. Well, all right, that pretty much does it for the night, gang. Any final comments for? Oh, I guess we already kind of did that, so.
No, yeah, just thanks for everybody for coming out. I know it's difficult because the World Tour's on right now, but we appreciate everyone coming out and seeing the one game, Fast and Furious, but appreciate coming out and watching it for sure.
Oh, shoot. And here we are. Here, I didn't even mention it, but just a quick heads up for anybody that's into the BG series for THL. We're doing the reveal stream tomorrow, so please tune in at 8:00 p.m. Eastern for the BG Battlegrounds. For those that don't know what Battlegrounds is, to see who's in the THL beta series.
And then I think that starts up the 15th, if I'm not wrong. So I guess first games will be played on the 19th, but
21st. Okay.
Yeah. So we're only a few days away from the second beta season of Battlegrounds. Alpha went very, very well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So excited. I'm actually playing in BGs this year as well.
And I'm captaining.
Nice.
Yeah, and Vicious has got a team in there, so I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people coming in, so it's gonna be awesome. And I guess we'll see everybody tomorrow night.
Yeah, so tune in at 8 o'clock, and then we got Salty Saturday for Dawn Day, as was mentioned previous. So it'll be a 1 hour show, so hopefully we can make it fun for you.
Always.
Well, wish you guys a happy night, and hopefully you guys be safe out there. Take care, everybody.
Take care. Sociables, baby.
See ya.